Have you ever seen a homemade antenna made from a simple 1 to 2 signal splitter? It may sound unusual, but with a very common device, we can try turning it into a simple antenna. In this video I'll show you how it works. Here I have a stainless steel bowl, and it works quite well as the signal collecting dish. The 1 to 2 signal splitter can be mounted directly at the bottom of the dish. From there, the signal picked up by the antenna elements can be guided into the coaxial cable. Keep in mind that when drilling a hole in the bottom of the dish, it's important to check carefully that the hole size matches the connector on the 1 to 2 signal splitter. Getting the size right from the start will make the installation much easier and cleaner. With the help of metal washers, I can easily secure one connector of the 1 to 2 signal splitter to the signal collecting dish without worrying about it vibrating or becoming unstable. Next, I have a piece of coaxial cable that I'm going to use as the antenna element for receiving signals. The idea behind its structure is a little unusual, but surprisingly effective. Instead of using separate metal rods, I take advantage of the inner conductor of the coaxial cable as the signal receiving element. This copper core conducts electricity very well, while the outer metallic shield and insulation help reduce interference and keep the signal more stable. Thanks to that built-in structure, a short length of coaxial cable can work quite well as a simple antenna element. To make the connection step easier, I will drill an additional hole in the signal collecting dish. Instead of connecting the remaining port of the 1 to 2 signal splitter directly to the coaxial cable, I'll first attach 2 short pieces of electrical wire, and then connect the coaxial cable afterward. This approach helps reduce costs while keeping the signal performance just as effective. I often use hot glue because it dries quickly, sticks well to many surfaces, and can secure components in just a few seconds. This makes the assembly process faster while keeping the parts firmly in place. This is a rectangular wooden board, and I will use it as the base for this homemade antenna. The intermediate piece used to connect the remaining ends of the 2 electrical wires to the coaxial cable is a simple 2x2 electrical terminal block. This type of connector is very convenient because the wires can be secured just by tightening the screws, making the connection quick, easy to adjust, and simple to remove if needed later. With one end of this coaxial cable, I will connect it to the 2 remaining ports of the electrical terminal block. The other end of the cable will be handled later. With the remaining end of this coaxial cable, I will attach a straight F connector and a 90-degree F connector to make the connection to the TV easier and more convenient. Following the proper order, I will install the straight F connector first. Alright, the homemade antenna is now finished. I'm quite curious to see how it will perform in real use. Overall, the structure actually looks pretty unique, doesn't it? Now I'll take it outside and test it to see how well it can receive signals. Before connecting this homemade antenna to the TV, I'll first check the TV so everyone can see that it currently has no signal, just to avoid any misunderstanding. And with that, we've completed the process of building and testing this homemade antenna. Using simple and familiar items like a stainless steel dish, a signal splitter, and a few short wires, we managed to create a device that can actually work. Sometimes ideas that seem a little unusual at first can turn out to be quite interesting once we try to turn them into reality. Projects like this are not only about the final result, but also about the process of experimenting, exploring, and learning along the way. If you enjoy simple yet creative DIY experiments like this, make sure to follow along for more interesting ideas in future videos. Thank you for taking the time to watch, and I'll see you in the next experiment.